cannot ever be stopped. Put that on everything. You gon' remember the name, remember the day. Look at the gameplay, made it mine as a name change. Ain't a game that I can't save, only win-win, that's a landscape. I cannot be stopped, I'm like a savage. Shooting for your squad, I gotta have it. Hey, glory in my veins, I'm like an addict. See me Hall of Fame, I'm not your average. I'm on your neck, hey, give me respect. Hey, hey, I'm on your neck, give me respect. Hey, hey, I'm on your neck, hey, give me respect. Hey, hey, I'm on your neck, give me respect. Hey, hey, hey.
I was last in my past, now you see I'm the one. They say work, never work, if you work and it's fun. We on a winning team, on top where you find us. We can do anything, non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team, on top where you find us. We can do anything, non-stop till our time's up. We can do last in my past, now you see I'm the one. They say work, never work, if you work and it's fun. We on a winning team, on top where you find us. We can do anything, non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team, on top where you find us. We can do anything, non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team, on top where you find us. We can do anything, non-stop till our time's up.
It's Tuesday night gaming, baby.
We are live in the We Play Esports Arena, and it's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's time for NFL Tuesday Night Gaming, and I cannot be more excited. It's the one place that we take all of your favorite folks from the NFL and pair them out with your favorite content creators from all over the interwebs. We play a couple of games, we see what happens, we tabulate all the points, and we see who makes it all the way to the finals. My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host. I'm joined by Aaron Ashley Simon, and let's actually talk about what tonight is going to look like.
Yes.
We're going to see some of the same games, but there's going to be a little bit of spice added to the format.
Yeah, a little spice indeed. Of course, every Tuesday you get gaming and football together, but you also get a little bit of fun, some trash talking, and some
bit of that.
unique strategies as well.
For sure. I think we've definitely seen some strategies that left us asking questions and some that left us very impressed, right? I'll think about Madden. We saw a lot of things that I think made us very impressed. Sometimes with Rocket League, sometimes people are going to be able to break away, but we saw a lot of stomps in Rocket League as well, which I don't think we're going to see due to some of those new tweaks that we're actually going to see in the format.
Also, we're going to see a little more of the Madden 1v1 Showdown fun. Now, those don't count for points, but they do count for bragging rights.
Which are huge here. I mean, we've already seen the smack talk flying a whole bunch. I've already seen a bunch of people from my org get cut down to size. Sven, you know, he's the Madden guy in OTK, and he got absolutely bodied. But let's take a look at what we're actually going to see tonight. As we've already mentioned, we're going to have a whole bunch of teams. They're going to be all jumbled up. We have all of your favorite content creators. We have your folks from the NFL, but it's going to be divided over 6 teams. And we're going to be seeing the same orgs as we saw last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking about those orgs that are going to be competing in today's whole series run, like we said, they were from last time. Incognito, The Rain, Xset, OTK, Complexity, and Luminosity. Like last time, Luminosity was a team that was added in the last series, and they're back for vengeance again.
Yeah, and keep in mind that first week was obviously the preseason, so points weren't as big of a deal. Luminosity came out very strong, and right now, with only 1 week of points, obviously the dust has not settled. We have a few different clumps. We have our bottom teams, our middle teams, and then we got the teams at the top. We're going to see if we see some people pull away from the pack. Also, do want to point your eyes down to the bottom of the screen right now. As you can see, there's some games that we haven't really dabbled in yet that might be stirring the pot just a little bit. We might see a little bit of Fall Guys, a dash of Apex Legends coming up sometime in the near future, but today it's going to be the games that we're already used to. It's going to be Rocket League, it's going to be Fortnite with those slight tweaks on how we play them. We're actually going to have a point cap on Rocket League, so if one team just starts coming out, they're swinging really hot, they're getting a lot of points on the board, we actually will stop it. So no more complete stops.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of points on the board, with each game victory, a team earns 1 point. As you can see with team standing, that's how it's going to be formatted. Now, for playoffs, 4 teams will make it off into the playoff system to end up playing against each other to see who's going to win this entire NFL Tuesday Night Gaming series.
Yeah, and as you can see on your screen, this is kind of what I was mentioning. See, LG and the Rain, they're at the top, but it's only with 2 points. So one series can easily change that. Now, Complexity and Xset, they need to get some points on the board.
I know. We're going to come in strong today. I feel it in my soul. I saw the team that we're going to be mentioning later on. I feel pretty confident about today.
I'm not confident. No, I'm not confident.
No confidence anymore?
No confidence at all. We are sending, I shouldn't spoil, we're sending Tectone. He's really good at watching anime. That's his entire skill set. So if it's not a pay-to-win game, I don't think he's going to win.
But I have to say, we've seen some other creators and even some NFL players that have taken skill sets from other things and have applied it into the competition. So maybe, I don't know, we gotta ask Amelie, does that bring skill sets for gaming? I don't know. Does it? Yes. She says yes. So I think Tectone may be able to bring his A game. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm saying.
Yes,
we fully agree, okay?
We see, JoJo,
We stand.
we pose on them in-game and out of game. Aaron.
I co-sign everything.
I'm supporting. I'm saying anime can bring skill sets, you know?
It can't.
Yeah, but I will say I made a tier list with Tectone on our favorite animes last week. I don't think he really understands a lot of the animes that he's watching. So we'll see if he's able to have that arc coming out here, being the underdog. We'll have to see. I will say the few times that I've seen him put to the test in the few creator tournaments that have happened, he's actually won quite a few of them. I do have to give him credit there. I like to give him a little bit of flack because he's one of my very close friends. We'll see what work he can get done once we actually jump into those games.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you never know. There's full of surprises. We've seen situations where Rocket League we thought was a determining factor, but ended up being Fortnite. We have other games. We have new talent, new NFL legends and players and creators. Today is a whole new day.
It is a whole new day, and when you actually do start to, and once again, starting to spoil just a little bit, but when you start to actually look at who is here, we don't have as many people who are known for playing shooters. A lot more people who are really good at Madden, so we'll have to see how that actually does shape up. But one of the things that we do want to share with you, there are so many moments behind the scenes that you don't necessarily get to see. One of the things that's so great about Tuesday Night Gaming is all the content creators and the NFL players getting to meet each other. So we want to give you a look at some of the moments that have happened behind the scenes. Yeah, and taking a look right now, you get to actually see some of the faces, too, that you may not have met who make this show possible. So many people working behind the scenes to even make this show a reality. You're getting to look at the venue as well. That's me. Hey.
A little bit of makeup, a little bit of workout, but all in all, great teamwork all around because it takes a village to put on a program like this. They see only us here. They see those who are competing. They see the bright lights, the fun, entertainment. Also, what do we got over? Oh, we got a random referee on the side over here that you guys will see soon enough. But yeah, it takes all of us to put on every Tuesday this program.
Definitely does. Definitely does. A whole bunch of hard work and a little bit of ego gets the job done every time. And as you're going to see right now, we're going to be looking at some of the results from last week as well. 1v1. We had a few series that actually did result in a tie, with Madden being a showcase format. It's not actually going to get you points. So Complexity versus LG. Let's actually see some of the moments that led to that series as well. We can start to talk, Aaron, about how last week actually is going to affect what we see here today.
Yes, absolutely. And kind of like what you're mentioning, last time we had a lot of creators that were strong in FPSs, and we saw how that was a big factor. Now it's going to be different later on in this series, but a lot of, like you said, we saw ties, we saw close matches, closer than we saw during preseason. I'm wondering if we're going to see even closer later on.
There's a lot of potential for it, right? I mean, we are keeping it nice and fresh every single week, tweaks to the format.
Oh, look at that fresh outfits.
Yeah, S-Fan looking very good there. One of my favorite things, too, you get to see what's actually happening behind the scenes. S-Fan was sitting on his laptop playing World of Warcraft before he actually started. I know he's probably playing Wrath right now, but you actually get to see the content creators doing a lot of what you would expect.
Yes, as you can see, even though some of the teams did not do well last time, they still were all happy, giggling, talking, because all in all, the most important thing is we want everyone to have fun because we're bridging the world of football and gaming together. I mean, how many other places are doing that, especially every Tuesday?
Hey, I don't think we're going to have anyone
fun.
standing next to us.
Hey! Interrupting the hosts! Don't interrupt the host.
Man, I like this guy. I actually changed my mind. I was giving you a little bit of play. I actually like if he's going to defend us the entire time. Are you just going to be my personal champion?
Keep going with the show, please.
All right, sure thing, boss. And we got a whole bunch of show for you. We talked about last week, but we got to look ahead to what's happening this week. We talked about the games we're going to play. We talked about the format, and we got to look at everybody who's here in the studio. But the one thing that we haven't actually started to talk about is some of those teams.
Yes, I mean, listen, it's going to be such a great, great competition series coming up. And let's dive a little bit more into that, shall we?
Yeah, so obviously you know the orgs, you know who is actually going to be playing as far as those teams are concerned, but I want to give you we have a deeper dive looking at some of these teams before we see who's going to be playing for them this week. Let's take a look.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Davis, and I'm leading Team Incognito this week. Let me show y'all what happened last week. Last week, Team Incognito went against OTK, and I'm not gonna lie, they got smacked. Rocket League was a complete beatdown, with OTK getting 7 points in Game 1 and 6 points in Game 2. We barely even got 2 points in the entire series. I'm not gonna lie to you, I blame Blau. But don't worry about it, all right? Because in the Fortnite kill race, we came back hard, easily getting a win over OTK. We even had a time to tame some pigs and let John Wick shoot over people while riding them. Only in Fortnite. With the scores tied, we got a show match between Austin Keller and Ispan, where Austin passed the ball to himself over and over again and won. Overall, it was okay, you know. It was an all right showing from Team Incognito. But this week, I'm in charge, and we're not losing, especially against MMG.
It's nice to actually hear somebody who's playing break down the match.
I know, right?
As well. So very clear that the format's not going to be a mystery to I'm Davis. We're going to see the full team that he's going to be playing with in a little bit. But yeah, OTK definitely did come out relatively strong last week. We did all right.
Yeah, but I have to say, I mean, when it came to Madden, we saw OTK split up a little bit with Austin Eckler and S-Fan, but S-Fan had a little bit difficulties. I mean, that is kind of like the cheat code for the NFL players. They can literally play as themselves in the game.
I mean, it was five-headed plays, too. He read S-Fan like a book and just was throwing to himself in the game. It was mind-blowing to see that performance. S-Fan actually, that night, was crashing at my place before he went back to Texas. And in the middle of the night, we were, like, watching a movie, just hanging out. Everything was normal. He just looked at me, and he was like, what the heck, dude? That was crazy. I can't believe I lost. And he just started talking about it. So I know that one definitely stuck with him. If we ever get him back here in the arena, he's going to have to shake the dust off and try to get a win from Madden. He plays a lot of the game. He's fantastic at it, but we'll have to see what he can do. But I'm Davis breaking down very well the format. Rocket League, still, even though we have a mercy rule, it still is, in my mind, the matchup that's going to set the tempo in a lot of ways. But it's actually, you know what? Scratch that, reverse it. Let me bring it back for a second. I believe we're starting with Fortnite this time around. So it's not really a tempo setter as much, but I don't know where the points will actually fall.
I think that switch-up's going to be fascinating, too, right? Because they play Rocket League first, so they're like, all right, if I'm not good at Rocket League, I can lean more into Fortnite. But now it's like, okay, if you have to lean into Fortnite a little bit more, what does that mean for competition and how you're going to play for Rocket League?
I also think the thing that, I agree with you, but the thing that's really important with Fortnite as well, it gives you more of a chance to get to know your squad and actually be talking. And look, everybody's played at least a game or two.
Yeah.
Fortnite, right? So you don't really need to dive into like, oh my God, what is happening? How do I do the mathematics that are needed to play Rocket League, breaking out the protractor, trying to figure out how to get enough boost. So I think the teams will start to gel a little bit more. But hey, we don't need to talk about what we think is going to happen with the teams. We can actually take a look at one of our players from this week and get another recap from last week.
What's up, guys? I'm MMG. This is Tuesday Night Gaming. I'm absurdly excited. I get to represent the Reign this week, but before we get to this week, I gotta recap last week. Last week, the Reign completely destroyed XSET in Rocket League. It was a complete shutout. XSET didn't score a single point. Darren Payne was an absolute beast, and no one could touch him. Even the resident gamer Noko paled in comparison. In the Fortnite kill race, Noko actually showed up and we dominated again. It wasn't even close. 2 series, 2 shutouts. That's just what we do. This week, I get to lead the Reign, and I've got Darnell Mooney and John Ross on my squad. Darnell Mooney is on my fantasy team, so I expect a lot out of him on the field, and I expect a lot out of him in video games. I need a big effort out of this guy. Additionally, I'm going up against Davis, and I just saw him in the hallway. Davis was talking, he's talking a little smack to me. So I'm really excited. If we can shut him out just like we did last week, Fortnite, Rocket League, it's going to be a great time for the Reign.
Okay, I know. XSET did not perform well. I get it. I understand. Man, it's so hard out here. I mean, but listen, I have to say, though, they're going to have to go up against Incognito. Incognito is the only team that is undefeated, even through preseason. So you can have your bragging rights from last time, but the competition's getting heated up for this series.
Yep, and as you actually heard, it's going to be MMG up against Davis. They already know about the matchup, but the one thing that we haven't really gotten to talk to all of you at home about is what those teams are actually going to look like. Those are the 2 content creators going head-to-head first on stage.
Yeah, and okay, it's going to be fascinating, too, because like you said, we have, which we kind of alluded to a little bit earlier, but we do have creators who FPSs aren't their strong suit. We've seen how they adjusted and utilized Fortnite as kind of like the, okay, I may not be good at Rocket League, so I'm going to lean heavy into Fortnite and win that. And we saw how that ended up with ties and how that turned teams around. Now, I'm wondering, we saw a creator right there who plays a sports-based video game. Is that going to be a determining factor this time around, or something that's going to change the competition?
Well, one of the big things we need to see is everybody else who's going to be making up their teams. So let's take a look at our match card for our first series of the day. MMG, we already know he's going to be the content creator, but let's take a look at the players, Aaron.
Yeah, also we got John Ross III, Darnell Mooney coming up on his team. We got Cincinnati Bengals up in here, Chicago Bears.
And now, when we look on the other side for Incognito, we obviously are going to have Davis being the content creator coming out. Aaron already started to allude as to the fact, MMG versus Davis, this is a great matchup to have. But let's talk about the rest of Incognito as well.
Also, we have Rashad, Jennings, Demarcus, Ware. As you guys know, when it comes to Rashad, Jennings, New York Giants, running back, Jacksonville Jaguars, a bunch of teams. Also, Demarcus, outside linebacker, Dallas Cowboys from 2005 to 2013, and then went on to Denver Broncos. The really cool thing is, I think this is one of the first people who also was a coach as well. He was a coach for the Denver Broncos in 2018.
And we're getting all of the matchups as well. So we just got to look at Luminosity and OTK. So you can see that Tectone's going to be coming and Huskerrs is going to be coming up against each other. I've actually gotten a cast over both of them. We can get to that in a second as we take a look at the final matchup of the day, which is going to be Complexity versus your team, XSET.
Yeah, we got Clara at work, David Long Jr., Sean Jackson, T. Grizzly, Asante Samuel Jr., and Terrell Davis for that last series.
This is gonna be some great matchups. We're also starting to see, obviously, the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're mixing up a lot of the teams, right? You're seeing a lot of people for the first time, but we're starting to see some people return as well from the NFL. Some of the players that we already kind of know what to expect. The one thing with the content creators is it's pretty easy. You can look up what games they play. You can watch their stream. You can watch their videos. You can do whatever. You know what they're playing. The NFL players, we don't know. Some of them, they'll let us know ahead of time. Some of them will even see them practicing ahead of time. Some of them do stream as well. But as we start to see some people return, we have a better idea of what some of these teams are actually going to look like, how they're going to gel. I know I'm really excited for the second matchup, obviously. I'm just curious to see how Tectone does with a bunch of NFL stars. Tectone, the loudest person I've ever met in the entire world. He's a super passionate dude. I don't know if they're all going to be best friends or if they're going to become enemies by the end of it. So
I know for me, I'm excited for, first and last series. First one specifically because you have two creators who play sports-based video games. So wondering and seeing if that will change things up. And then lastly, of course, we have an artist coming in for XSET, T. Grizzly. T. Grizzly is actually a very, very big gamer. He has, I believe, the second biggest GTA server.
Oh, right on. I love GTA. I actually am a huge fan of GTA RP as well. Do a lot of that. I love pretending that I'm good at stuff since it doesn't really happen for me in the real world. I spend a lot of time in that game, let me just say that. But we also did have some people who were huge GTA players even here last week, so it's nice to see everybody coming from all the different spheres. And in that first series, like you mentioned, we know Madden's going to be a very heated moment in that series for the show match, but when we get to Rocket League and we get to Fortnite, we're not really sure what to expect. But I'm excited to see the new Fortnite as well. We haven't really talked that much about how that format's actually going to look.
I know, but before we get to that, we actually have an interview from one of the contenders in the first series for you all to check out.
I've definitely played football a few times. We played FaZe in the NFL flag football, and I'm not gonna lie, game one I was kind of quiet, but game two I put up some Hall of Fame S4D numbers, you know what I mean? So I play flag football though, nothing serious. So when I was playing flag football, I was playing wide receiver, but there was one possession, I don't know if y'all can find the clip. Michael Vick did throw it to me, and I did throw a little touchdown, you know. It was a one-time thing, but I think I could play quarterback, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I'm definitely 100% an NFL fan. Every time I say what team I watch in the NFL, people always just jump on the first opportunity to hate on me. I'm a big Atlanta Falcons fan, die hard. I already know 28-3. I already know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even in good shape right now, but I think I have a good leaping ability. If I was in good shape, I'll still probably be like below average. But like it's about effort, you know.
I feel really bad that he's a Falcons fan because they were in the lead and then ended up losing. I hope that doesn't happen to your team in today's series and competition. And also, I know I heard him say Michael Vick. Michael Vick was the cheat code back in the day in Madden. You just played with him as the quarterback, and you were guaranteed to win.
Yeah, insane stats in the game. And I also am very excited just to see how this does shape up. It's always nice to have a big NFL fan leading the team.
Yes. I also think, too, like, when it comes to creators, I know they all have their main specialty games, but a lot of creators also have those side passionate games that they may not create content with, but they love. I mean, you know, I'm Davis. He is passionate about another sports-based video game, but he also clearly loves football, and so I'm sure he'll be bringing skill sets to Madden.
Yeah, 100%, but let's hear from the competition. Let's take a look at what the Rain is bringing.
Yes, sir. I played football all through junior high, middle school, and then high school. But that's it. Kicker. Yes, sir. So I didn't really play football. I basically played soccer, but I played football. Absolutely. I love the NFL. My favorite team is the Detroit Lions. Normally when you say that, people, you know, they feel bad for you. But I really think we got something together with this team this year, so I'm pumped. Favorite NFL player of all time, Barry Sanders, no question, the best running back to ever play football. My favorite current player, I'm going to say TJ Hawkinson, tight end for the Detroit Lions. He's a stud. I want to see more from him. How would I rate myself as a physical athlete these days? Oh boy. I still think I could kick a 50-yard field goal. I bet you I could run a sub-5 40-yard dash, maybe right on the dot. My vertical's gotta be 35 plus. I'd give myself a 5 out of 10.
Man, if that's a 5 out of 10, I don't want to know the rating. I think like the fastest run I've had in a long time. The other day, I actually got from my gaming setup to get a bottle of water in under 2.5 minutes. But beyond that, I don't have too many accolades.
Depressing. Don't bring up your physical prowess. Back to the show.
Well, that's most of my content. If I can't bring that up, I'm going to have to think of something that's a little bit cheerier. But when we actually do look at this matchup, it's a good one. MMG versus Davis. I don't think we could pick two better creators to be going up against each other, starting off with Fortnite.
No, and we also have NFL players who are gamers themselves. I know, for example, Rashad Jennings is a gamer. Now, what particular game? I'm not sure, but I think I feel pretty confident that most of the NFL players have played Madden at some point in their lives. So I feel like, you know, with them, they probably, just for bragging rights, will lean into that. Now, the question is, are they good at FPSs? Are they good at Rocket League? Hey, are they even good at other games? We will always have surprises every single time.
Surprises every single time. I play video games all day long. I don't do anything else. I barely even have time to eat.
Still depressing. Still depressing. Please.
I'm good at them. Yeah, but I'm watching the Fortnite stuff, and now all of a sudden they have all the Chrome stuff going on.
Yeah.
I had no idea what's going on, and that's all I do. And I'm just watching them bounce around. So there are a lot of moments that we're going to see curveballs actually pop up, but we don't need to predict what's going to happen much longer. We're going to be jumping up to the casters and get our first series underway.
I'm giving you all I got, so sit back, enjoy and watch. I'm a rebel with purpose. Yeah, I said it on purpose. Turn me up if you heard this. I said turn me up if you heard this. Get 'em up! I'm willing to do what they wanna do. I'm willing to say what they wanna say. But what about you? I said what about you? Whatever it takes. I'm willing to do what they wanna do. I'm willing to say what they wanna say. But what about you? I said what about you? Whatever it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tuesday Night Gaming. Don't pay attention to my co-host, well, either of us, because we're both just having fun. I'm not throwing you under the bus already.
It sounded like you were throwing me under the bus, and I just want to say it's a good thing that the ref isn't up here, because depressing material is all I've got.
Yeah, right? And, you know, if those are going to be the texts throughout the show, well, we're going to be in for a lot when it comes down to reliving our depressing moments in life. But don't worry, we're going to have some positive moments today as we got